Hello and welcome to my studio journal. Now back in 2022, I started to redesign my home studio, shifting from software to hardware for the first time. What began as a few videos for some curious students soon became an ongoing unfiltered record. This starts day 10, and if it looks a little dark in here right now, it is a little dark. We're having a bit of a power outage. It wasn't me in here. I didn't blow anything. Anyhow, the whole block's out. I'm going to see if this plan will work. I have these long cable runs from the patch bay into the Machine Plus. I think I can shorten those runs, and if I can drag with a USB extension the other audio interface over to the same desk, then I can use that one and patch it out into the compressor. So anyhow, right now I'm just trying to see if all the cords match up. I'd like to test out the system, but right now I can't because of course there's no power and you can't test it. I think that I should be able to hook up both the ins and the outs of the audio interface, and I think that should work out fine. Okay, so we're going to see exactly how bad my drawing is, and it's pretty bad. This is supposed to be a perfect thing. But okay, so here we have my room. The door is over here pretty much. And here we have that synth wall, right? Over here we have the piano wall. So here we have the main production desk. Here we have the second production desk. Here's where the machine is. So now if I have a USB that comes out of this to here, to this point, this is going to be USB interface. And at this point, this right over here is the patch bay. I already have the cords to do it. I'm going to run the cords that we'll call these two outs. Okay, the two outs are going to run into the patch bay, and the two ins are going to run into the patch bay. So when I play something on the machine, it's going to go through the outs of the USB interface, which is connected to it, over to the patch bay, which is going to play it into the mixer. Whenever I patch anything in to the ins, I should be able to take any output from any synth, plug it into where the inputs are found on the machine, again, come around like this, should be able to go in and get carried to the machine. That should work out just fine. Secondly, we have the monitor switch up here. Right now, we have the mixer over here, and those outs are running all the way back to the monitor that's back on the main desk, which means that now if I get this other audio interface, Volt 476, all I need to do is connect the outs that go to the monitor into the actual monitor on the main desk. And because this thing has 4 outs, I'm going to be able to take 2 of these outs and go to the compressor and have it return on 2 of the ins. So now what happens is that when I want to use the machine, like turn off the computer and use everything standalone, the machine's hooked up to be able to use it as a standalone device. This audio becomes irrelevant because I'm not using it. It's this USB interface that becomes useful, and everything works on its own without a computer. Now I've burned all the tracks, I've sent all the stems, I put them into the main computer. All of this gear goes off because I don't need any more, and I'm just mixing it, which means that I'm using this audio interface right here because this one's hooked up to the computer via USB. This becomes the audio interface for my computer. Once again, what it's doing is just sending information out to the compressor and back. I'm just testing out. Maybe I won't even use it, but I just want to see if it'll work. It'll be where I can use the compressor. The compressor's in a good spot. It's right by the mixing station. And this should end up working. But right now the power's off, so I have no idea. I can't even test it out. And also that means that the cords don't have to go all the way back here. And because the cords that I had purchased earlier, not in this room going this way, but have 1/4 inch on this end, a 1/4 inch on this end, and then there's kind of like a mic input here, and a mic, and those two are joined together. What happens is I can split these in half and get a smaller cord, like let's say a 3-foot cord or whatever, to hook on this. So I have 2 1/4 inch jacks on everything. And now all of a sudden, instead of just having 2 long cords, I have 4 short cords. That means I might just have to buy 2 extra cords to go in here, but I should have everything else I need to do this. And if this is the case, then I just need to hide all the cords once they're done, and then that should be it. If you hear beeping in the background, that's because the power's off and there's an alarm going on. So anyhow, that's kind of what I'm looking at doing. So I guess the next step, wire everything in and see how it turns out. So I got 2 more of these connectors, 1/4 inch TRS male to XLR female. So these things should then plug in to make the other 2 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch cables. So we got those things going. And then this is the other thing we happen to pick up right here. Universal Audio Volt 476. So the idea there is that it has 4 ins, 4 outs, and that's how I'm going to be able to run the compressor. My Scarlett is going to be the interface for the Machine Plus. Volt 476 is going to be the interface for the actual main computer where you're doing your mixing and stuff like this, because that's what's going to allow me to run the outboard compressor. If you'd like to follow the full journey, check out my online studio journal linked in the description. Until next time, I'm just a music teacher having fun. Catch you on the next one.